That's right. We're going CrossFit. So I worked out today, which like I have been working out, but I have not been going to CrossFit, and not because I don't want to, partly because I am really focusing on making sure that I'm good to go for Dopey in January, which is in Disney World. So Dopey is a race where you run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a full marathon on consecutive days. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And although I used to be really good at running, I have been on a bit of a fitness hiatus, we'll say. And so in the past, it would have been probably no problem for me to do all that training for that, like marathon training, plus the fact that I have to do consecutive races and train, be able to, adapt my body for that. And plus do like CrossFit and stuff like that. But right now, it just wouldn't be smart. But I have wanted to start to increase the amount of times that I go to the gym. So I went there today. And I thought, while I cook dinner, we're going to make some grilled chicken burgers. While I cook dinner, maybe I would talk about some things to consider if you too are returning to fitness after a bit of a hiatus, or even just starting your fitness journey. I think these tips would apply there as well. So to give you context, I have been in the fitness industry for a really long time. I started off teaching group fitness classes, basically like taught the gamut of group fitness classes, from boot camp to spin to strength classes, everything kind of in between. I've also done a bunch of different fitness related things like mountain bike races and marathons and half marathons and ultra marathons, and I own a CrossFit gym. I have a bunch of different certifications that I've done kind of over the years. I've probably been in the fitness industry since I was about 2021 kind of thing, and I'm now 43. So that's like 20 some years in the fitness industry. Yikes. Plus I have some nutrition background, so I have my precision nutrition level 1, level 2, NCI level 1, level 2. I have a bunch of different certifications. Okay, that's Cole's notes. So that's the context in which I provide you some tips as you return to fitness, or if you are just starting your fitness journey. And we are going to do it while I cook supper, because if I don't multitask, it's not going to happen. The vlog's not going to get up. I'm not going to eat well. I'm going to order out, and then just nobody's happy. So, but first, if you do not purchase candles with wooden wicks, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because like, listen to this. Wait, let me get it going. Listen to that. It's so nice and soothing. I basically have a candle burning all the time that I'm home. I was going to, I don't know if my chicken's still good. Today is the best before date, and I do not play around with best before dates. If it smells funny, oh yeah, no. Okay, we are not making chicken burgers for dinner. I have chicken thighs. Is that weird? I feel like that's weird as a burger. Well, we have the beef barbacoa, so maybe instead I'm going to make, oh, I didn't stop and get limes. Fucker. I think I need a cracker. I think about what to make for dinner now. Okay, crab cakes it is. It says to use cans of crab, but I'm not going to use cans. So we have crab. Okay, now that our tragedy is averted and we actually have some dinner to make, let's talk about my tips for returning to fitness and or starting your fitness regime. Man, my brain can't form sentences coherently. Okay, let's try this again. So, first tip that I have for you. Well, ASMR moment first. So, first tip I have for you is to not compare yourself. And so, if you're somebody who is returning to fitness after a bit of a hiatus, the big thing... Oh, I just spilled crap over the place. Damn it. Apparently I can't multitask. Okay. Now that that tragedy is averted, let's get back to it. This is especially true if you're somebody who is returning back to fitness after a bit of a hiatus, is don't compare yourself to the past version of you. You can definitely use it as motivation to say like, oh, I would love it. So for example, for me, at first I found it really frustrating with how slow I was running and wasn't really celebrating the fact that I was out there doing the work and getting better. Instead, I just kept on focusing on how slow I was compared to how good I used to be. And so I think you can use it as motivation. So for me, now I start thinking about, man, I think I'd really actually like to work on getting faster again and see if I can get back to where I used to be or not. But for me now, it's more just motivation to do this race, finish it, recover, and set myself some new goals. So first thing is don't compare yourself. If you're new to fitness, that would be comparing yourself to either other people at the gym, people you see on the internet, all of that stuff, because one, you don't know how much of it is real, and two, you can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 20 or whatever the saying is, however you want to say it, is everyone started somewhere. So when I first started running, I started with a Learn to Run when I was in university. And, wait for it. You're welcome. I started with a Learn to Run in university. And so when I first started running, I started with running around the block. I'd run around the block, and then I'd walk. And then I'd run around the block, and I'd walk. And then I started just adding more blocks. And then I took a Learn to Run class. And in the Learn to Run class, we did like 1 and 2s, or like 1 and 1s, like run 1, walk 1, those sorts of things. And so it's okay to start with where you're at and not compare yourself to, you know, somebody who is faster than you or better than you. Second tip, we got the crab all in the bowl here. I'll show you guys. Boop. So second tip is don't be afraid to scale. And so if you do CrossFit, you have probably heard the words RX and scale, so as prescribed and scaled. And so in CrossFit, there are workouts that are prescribed, meaning here is the weights, here are the reps, all of that stuff. And then if you have to change the workout, then it's called scaling the workout. So if you For example, today was handstand push-ups, and instead of doing handstand push-ups, I did shoulder press. Couple of reasons. One is I don't know if I ever really care about doing handstand push-ups again. Maybe I will at some point, but for now, honestly, I just can't do them right now. And it would be silly for me to try to do something that I used to be able to do, but I can't anymore. It's okay if you need to adapt things or change things to suit your needs, either based on your physical, I'll say limitations. Limitations is not a bad word. It's just kind of where you're at, either because of a fitness level or an injury or anything like that. That's also true for me right now. Like I had mentioned, right now my focus are my races coming up in January, and with it being December, I'm really close to those races and I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. So scaling weights, scaling reps, basically I'm just there to get a little bit of a sweat, hand out some high fives, have some fun, okay? So don't be afraid to scale. The thing that tends to happen, I find, with a lot of people is they get really hung up, and I used to be that person as well. They get really hung up on either what's written on the board or what's written in their workout plan and things like that. And just know that you can use that again as like motivation or as guidance, but really it's just meant to be guidance, not meant to be the be-all end-all. Adding the seasoning. It's like, I feel like there's like onion in there. What is in there? Onion, red pepper, chives, paprika, sea salt. We're also going to make some dipping sauce as well for these, because it's not crab cakes without some sort of aioli, I think, in my mind anyways. I'm going to flatten these out, put them in the oven, and then come back with my third tip. Garlic aioli for our crab cakes is to take it slow. So if you're returning to fitness and you had been doing, I don't know, 7 days a week or 2 days or 3 days a week or whatever felt like a good amount of working out to you in the past, it's okay to start off with 1 day a week, or just start off with one activity, especially if you're the type of person who, like me, likes to do a variety of different things. I like to run, I like to bike, I like to do yoga, I like to do strength training, I like to do CrossFit, so to fit all of that in a week is bananas. And so what I started off with is just focusing on my running. So I knew that running was the goal, and so I just made sure that I at least made sure I got my long run in. You can't smell it, but it smells pretty good. So find something you like, something you enjoy. You don't have to do all of the things all of the time. Find one thing, focus on that, get consistent with it, and then add more on. So maybe you add on more frequency. So you go to the gym more often, or you run more often, or maybe you add a different activity. Maybe you start taking up yoga, or you do strength training. But don't feel like you need to do all of the things right off the bat, 0 to 100. Because honestly, the people that go 0 to 100, and they always say, oh, that's just my personality. Well, how often have you done that and then not continued on with it? So maybe try something different this time, even if it's 1 day a week. Because let's be honest, 1 day a week is better than no days a week. So those are my 3 tips for either returning to fitness or starting fitness. If you have, and honestly, there's more tips, but if you have more tips, feel free to drop them in the comments below. But yeah, thanks for watching the vlog today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Thinking, oh, I'm not going to tell you. Let it be a surprise. So, anyways, see you tomorrow. Wait, I'm going to have to show you guys the finished product, right? Like, you made supper with me. You're going to want to see it. They're ready. Okay. okay, not bad. I thought they would be a little bit too squishy because I thought I added too much egg white, but I think they're gonna, why don't you go on the tripod? There we go. I think they're actually gonna be okay. So, and we got our roasted garlic aioli ready to go. Okay, now I'm leaving. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. See you tomorrow.